Hey, good Wednesday morning, about 9:30 in the morning, October 23rd, 2024. Tony Gwynn, Hall of Fame, 338 career batting average, and 3,141 hits career. You got to look at all his box scores. I consider him in the top five greatest hitter of all time, not greatest player, greatest hitter, just pure hitting. What do I mean? If you look at every box score from 1982 to 2001, you will be impressed that he was just a pure hitter. Singles, doubles. Not a home run hitter, not a triples guy either, and not an RBI guy. Just basically base hits, singles, doubles. He had 543 doubles, only 135 homers. So, like I said, not a home run guy, not an RBI guy. He had 1,138 career RBIs in 20 years. Compare that with other guys who played 20 years, and they're in the 1,800, 1,900, 2,000 RBI category. Tony Gwynn's not there. Not there. 20 years in the league, only 1,138 RBIs, and only 135 homers. That's not his focus. His focus is hitting. Singles, doubles. 338 career batting average. Those other guys who have 1,800 or 2,000 RBIs, they can't boast 338. There is a guy, some of the guys had high averages and 1,800 RBIs. I only found a few. Babe Ruth, 342 career average, over 2,000 RBIs. Ted Williams, 344 career average, 1,800 RBIs. And he missed 5 years serving in the military. Just think, he would have had 2,500 RBIs if he had those 5 years. The other guy, I would say Jimmy Fox, he had 534 homers. He had about 1,900 RBIs, I believe. Jimmy Fox, how many RBIs did he end up with? Jimmy Fox. Yeah, 1,922 RBIs. And he had a career average 325. Those are about the three guys that combine the average and the power. In Gwynn's case, basically it's average and career hits. Let's look at his 1989 season. 158 games, 604 at bats, 82 runs scored, 203 hits. So, by my count, 1, 2, 3, his fourth season, 200 hits. And he had another season, 197. Could have had 5. So, up to this point, 4 200 hit seasons, 27 doubles, 7 triples, 4 homers, 62 RBIs. I'm disappointed in the RBI production. He played 158 games and only had 62 RBIs. Not good. 40 stolen bases, 56 walks, but I like this stat. 336 batting average in 158 games. He gets 203 hits and 604 at bats. That translates 336. And this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, his 7th season in a row over 300. Did you know that Tony Gwynn came the closest to having every season he played in the league over 300? His first season was 289, but he only played 54 games. But after that, he went 19 seasons in a row over 300. Just think in that first season, if he had batted 300, he would have been 20 for 20. Did you know that in the history of baseball, there is nobody who has gone 20 years and had 20 for 20, is just played 20 years, 300 every year? Now, Ty Cobb, his first season, he batted 240. Then he went 23 seasons in a row over 300. What's my point? The point is there anybody in baseball, here's the question, that went their entire career over 300? Tony Gwynn came the closest. I said Ty Cobb, he went 23 for 24, 24 years, had 23 seasons. He came the closest too. If his first season was 300, he would have had 24 years in a row. Ooh. Ted Williams, he's another guy. He played 19 years. He had 18 seasons over 300. One season he batted 254. Don't understand what happened that year. If he had batted 300 that year, he would have gone 19 for 19. I was looking at other guys to see if any other player had a perfect 300 batting or above career as far as every season he played, batted 300. I looked at the career. What I did was I went to career hits, batting average leaders. So let's pull that up again. Career batting average leaders. It's Baseball Reference. There's a guy named Dave Orr. Have you heard of him? ORR. He played 8 years in the league. From 1883 to 1890. 8 years. Every season he batted over 300. But it's only 8 years. Tony Gwynn, 20 years. How about that? Was there anybody else in the history of baseball who batted over 300 every year they played? Dave Orr is the only guy I found, but he only played 8 years. There's another guy, Pete Browning, had an interesting career. He played 13 years, had 12 years over 300. There was 1 year where he batted 256. Other than that, he came close to getting 300 every year. If you look at some of these other guys, Lefty O'Doul, he came close too. Played 11 years, had about 10 years over 300. Tris Speaker didn't do it. Tris, he played 22 years, but he had about 2 or 3 seasons under 300. So he didn't do it. Stan Musial, he's another guy. He played, where's Stan? I've got him here. He's at 331. Stan Musial, here he is. He played 22 years, but he had 3 seasons under 300. What's my point? Has anybody batted over 300 every year they played the leagues and then retired? I can't find anybody. If you go to the career, let's see. Let's look at Joe Jackson. He had a 356 career batting average. Did he do it? No, he had 1 year where he batted 272, so he didn't do it. Ruth didn't do it. Gehrig didn't do it. Ed Delonte, he played in the 1890s. He has a 345 career batting average. Now, his first couple years in the league, he was under 300. So isn't it amazing that Tony Gwynn came the closest? Oh, I wish he had batted 300 in that first year. All right, 1989. Let's continue here. We'll look at some of these numbers. 336 batting average for the year. 389 on base, 424 slugging, 256 total bases. His highest hitting streak was 13 games. He had 62 multi-hit games, 42 two-hit games, 15 three-hit games. 4 four-hit games, not bad. 1989, 4 four-hit games. 12 games, 2 runs scored, 2 games, 3 runs scored. He had 8 games, 2 RBIs, 2 games, 3 RBIs, 2 games, 4 RBIs. So 1989, good year for Tony. 158 games, 203 hits, 336 average. I like it. So let's keep looking at Tony Gwynn's box scores. Let's go on year after year after year, and then I'm going to rank them right at the end. Where does he rank among the greatest hitters of all time? Next video, 1990. Talk to you later. I'm out.